There is something nobody tells you about love. It doesn't always end with a goodbye. Sometimes it ends with silence, and somehow silence hurts more. Because at least a goodbye is an answer. Silence leaves you creating your own. I used to think love was about finding the right person. Now I think about it being learning what you're willing to lose before you finally choose yourself. You came into my life so quietly. No warning, no dramatic entrance, just another laugh, another conversation, another memory, until one day you weren't just part of my day, you were part of my future, or at least the future I imagined. It's funny how the human mind works. We can build an entire lifetime out of a few beautiful moments. A conversation becomes a memory becomes hope. Hope usually becomes our future. Anyways, and suddenly you're planning forever with someone who doesn't even know you're imagining it. People think heartbreak begins with someone leaves. I don't. I think heartbreak begins the moment you realize you're the only one still holding on. So I held on, not because I enjoyed the pain, not because I couldn't see reality, but because love teaches you that people are worth fighting for. The problem is, nobody teaches you when to stop fighting. I prayed more than I'd ever admit out loud, not always with folded hands. Sometimes my prayers sounded like, please let her text me, please let this misunderstanding end, please let tomorrow be different. I wasn't asking for perfection, I wasn't asking for a fairy tale, I was just asking for another chance. And every morning I'd wake up, reach for my phone, and before my eyes were even fully open, I was already hoping. Maybe today she'd remember, maybe today she'd miss me, maybe today would finally be the day. Hope is dangerous because hope doesn't let you grieve. Hope tells you to wait. Just one more day, one more week, one more message. And before you know it, you've spent months waiting for someone who may never come back. Do you know what the hardest part is? It isn't crying, it isn't missing someone, it isn't even loving someone who isn't beside you anymore. The hardest part is accepting that someone can mean the world to you while you slowly become a memory to them. I hated that thought. I fought against it every day because in my mind, how could something that felt so real just disappear? Like, how could two people laugh together one day and become strangers another? How does love forget? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe people just learn to carry it differently. Maybe some put it in a box, hide it away, move on. And maybe others carry it everywhere they go, even when it gets heavy, even when it hurts. I think I carried you longer than I should have. Not because I was weak, but because you mattered. You mattered enough that giving up felt like betraying everything I believed in. Every promise, every dream, every late night conversation that made me think maybe this is it, maybe this is my person. People always say if they wanted to stay, they would. Maybe they're right. Or maybe life is more complicated than quotes on social media. Maybe because leave people makes people believe they're scared. Maybe because they're hurting, maybe because they don't know how to stay. I'll never know, and maybe that's the answer I have to live with. There were days I convinced myself I'd hear from you. I'd imagine what I'd say. I'd replay conversations that never happened. I'd practice forgiving you before you even apologized, because that's what love does. It prepares your heart to welcome someone home. And even when they already walked away. Then one day, I realized something. I wasn't just waiting for you anymore. I was waiting for the version of you that only existed in my memories. The girl who laughed, the one who stayed, the girl who made everything feel lighter. Maybe she was real once, maybe she changed, maybe I did too. Time has a strange way of revealing the truth. Not all at once, not dramatically, just little by little. One less message checked, one less dream, one less reason to wonder what could have been. Healing isn't loud, it's almost invisible, until one day you realized your first thought in the morning is still them. People think moving on means forgetting. I don't want to forget. I don't want to pretend these memories didn't happen, because they did. You were real. What we had, like,
1,000.
in between but never happened, was real. So was the pain. So was the happiness. Both can exist together. If I'm being honest, a part of me will always hope you're okay. I hope you laugh. I hope you find peace. I hope life is kind to you, even if I'm not standing beside you to see it. Because love changes. It grows quieter, less desperate, less demanding, until eventually it becomes a wish. A simple wish for someone else's happiness. Maybe that's what
Yeah, I
letting
found
go
it. I
really
found
is.
the gold
Not
farm
stopping
portal,
your love,
whatever you want to call
just
it.
changing what that love looks like. And if someday our paths cross again,
I found the gold
I don't know
farm.
what I'd
I
say.
found the gold
Maybe
farm.
nothing, maybe everything,
I
maybe
found
it's
the
not
gold farm.
what
I
people
found the
once
gold
meant.
farm. I found the gold farm.
Everything to me. And now, so we carry that
I
on.
found the gold farm. I found the
I
gold
used
farm.
to ask God to bring you back. Now, where is
Yeah,
it
free
from?
gold, not gonna
If
lie,
we're
bro.
meant to meet
Look
again,
at all this
is
gold,
it
bro.
happen naturally?
Oh, so
If we aren't, give me
much
strength
gold.
to keep walking. Not with bitterness,
So much gold,
maybe
bro.
not with regret, but with
I could probably make like a full
gratitude.
double chest full of
Because even though losing you
gaps of
hurt,
the amount of gold that's in this
knowing you
chest.
changed me. You taught me that love isn't measured by how long it lasts. Sometimes it's measured by
I just guess you just need to get an elytra, you know? Like go to the end, get an elytra.
who gives it. So this isn't goodbye, it's thank you. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the lessons. For the version of me that loved without fear. I hope one day someone chooses me as completely as I once chose you. Not because they have to, not because they are afraid of losing me, but because every morning they wake up and choosing again and again and again. Until choosing each other becomes the easiest thing we've ever done. Maybe that's what love is really supposed to be. Not chasing, not waiting, not running. Just coming home. And maybe one day I will remember these moments. A conversation becomes a memory. A memory becomes hope. And yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Maybe that's what love was always supposed to be. Not chasing, not waiting, not wondering, just coming home. And maybe
I don't know.
one day I will.
That's good to know, bro.